The topic for discussion today is influencing youth via positive governance.
In the first instance, youths are known to be the engine house of the society, the engine house of a place, the engine house of a home, the engine house of the home, for instance. So wherever you have youth, you have dynamism, you have resilience, you have activeness. You have sharp minds. You have people who are visionaries.
The thinkers.
The thinkers, sharp thinkers, fast thinkers, intellectual people. So this is what the youth are known for. In some little places you go, you see some of these security uniform men, and then they flag a vehicle down, and then they look into the vehicle when they see 1, 2, 3, 4 youths. They say, you come down. And then I wondered, I said, how in a society would you just at every random time you ask you come down? And then you begin to wonder, why are these ones coming down? They say they are youths. And then why are they youths? You suspect them,
they are Yahoo boys.
You reduce them to ridicules and all of that. There was a movement, though we called it obedient movement. So let them combine the end science movement, the obedient movement, and the movement that Dr. Kenneth is profiling to say that's the one that we're talking about.
We need somebody that will vote for.
No,
select our own leader.
It's not even on that.
Lead us.
It's not even on that.
It's not of it, because if they vote...
I'm talking about patriotic movement now. We have had end science movement.
I understand.
And then we have had obedient movement. Let's also talk about Dr. Kenneth is profiling. Say, let's have this patriotic movement. Then this patriotic movement will look like as though it is not partisan. So eventually it will not
be all encompassing. Everybody,
it would now make
everybody
all
be involved.
The youths cut across all religion, cut across all tribes, cut across all segments.
That will play that
during
SARS.
So if they could come and synergize in this new platform called the Patriotic Nigerians, just like Americans could be. An American would want to die because his country is at stake. So that is to say, if Nigerian youth, which I know, I can vouch for them that they are all willing. So if they can come this time around, the third part of it, first end science, second time obedient movement, this third time now the patriotic Nigerians, they come now, put their heads together, synergize, and then stand on their feet and say, my dad, you can't push us anymore. We've been hearing this youth is tomorrow's leaders. When do we need to take this effect? So you have to, actually the youth of this day, work out in one mind. Yes. There was a program we had here sometime. I think it was one of the factors that necessitate the movement, because we said that time we need youths of Nigeria that can say, I'm a youth from Imo, for example, and the other one say I'm a youth from Kaduna, for example, and the other one say I'm a youth from Akwa Ibom, for example, the other one is from Oyo, for example, but we are one.
Yeah.
So if we could have youths that are one, and then their minds are one, their orientations are one, their mentalities are one, their philosophy become one, their ideology is one. I think that will give them a formidable force to be able to dismantle this old recycling, men that is, hijacking leadership of the nation called Nigeria.
That is very correct. We're not promoting violence here.
No,
we're just stating the facts.
Yeah, it's the fact.
We're not saying they're going to be violent and
diplomatically
no.
taking over.
But I think it's time for us now to really consider the youth. Yeah. We elderly ones, let us take a break and allow our children to rule. Because it's so funny too. Not only here. Yeah. Our old men, they don't want to retire. 70 years, they are still there. 75, they are still working. Where will your own children now that you train in school work? Where will they work? So, I mean, everything has time, So, it's time for the youth now to shine.
Yes.
Let's give them the opportunity.
Stand up and take it, not by violence, but diplomatically, gradually, you get there.
Yes.
With good ideas, good thinking, good visions.
Themselves, moving together, planning together, they will.
Create activities that are youth-friendly for yourselves. If nobody's praises you, praise yourself.
All right, thank you. We'll take a break now. Come back, enter question and answer. That's Q&A. Vivid view, say and do it.
Mr. Champion, sir, beyond governance, how can we inspire youths to participate in leadership positions in different areas like the society, the family, their workplace? Thank you, sir.
I'm Bukola. So in the era of whereby the elderly ones are always saying they are more experienced than the young ones, so they are supposed to lead rather than allowing the youth to lead, what can the youth do in that aspect? Thank you.
My question is, how can the youth be influenced in a country that does not listen to the youth?
Welcome back. A lot of questions from the audience. So, guests, please provide answers to them. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, the youth. Mr. Champion, your question is very interesting one. You are asking how do people, the youth get also involved in spite of governance and government activities. But that is why I'm looking at youth self-development. So every individual youth, they say, that's a saying that I always say, when people do not recognize you, recognize yourself. So if you as a youth, you are able to create platforms, atmospheres for yourself, get educated, get involved. Thank God for this era that we're in, the era of social media, internet platforms and all of that. So you could browse in anywhere, check out those things that are positive, areas that are positive, wherein you can develop your talent, you can develop yourself, you can develop your horizon, increase yourself, make yourself relevant. If you are actually relevant, people will begin to look for you. Even though government does not need you at the onset, but be careful, do not be mindful about the little beginning. It is going to be greatly yield into a great effort, a great yield, a great dividend. So develop yourselves. I like to always say, you should develop yourself one, develop yourself again, develop yourself again and again. When you develop yourself, inculcate education, academics, seek for various avenues wherein you can grow. Once you get what it takes, people will pay the bills. In the private sector equally. Sometimes you can raise your shoulder high and you be the one bargaining. If you have what it takes, you be the one bargaining. In that private sector, wherein they don't want ordinary youth. They don't want ordinary youth. That's why they are doing the shakarana. But if you are a youth that has what it takes, they pay to you, they give you all motivations to work for them.
All right. Thank you.
The second question comes from Bukola. The elderly will say that you don't have experience. You took example from what happened last election in Nigeria, when they are saying obedient movement, that kids, they are nobody, this and that and all of that. So then that is their own. But then you ask them a question. Why did you as a father send your child to school? In the first instance, is it not to learn? Is it not to improve? Is it not to increase? Every good father had always said, let my son or my daughter be greater than me.
Exactly.
So if we have good fathers in Nigeria, that will be their pride. They will be able to say, let my children take over. So in a situation where a father never wanted a son to take effect, that means the father is also biased. The father is threatened. And when the father is threatening, that means he has nothing much to offer. He's just only, floating. So if you are floating, you have a challenge. So the son also need, by every standard, to show himself approved. He will be able to stand, create his own vacuums, create his own opportunities, create people around him and all of that before people begin to follow them. It doesn't matter the party you belong to, but what matters is that what input you have in that particular party you are into. If you have a great input, the party involved may want to say you are the sellable candidate. Yes, you are the sellable candidate. They may want to think about you as a sellable candidate. Sometimes you as an individual who is a sellable candidate can equally bring a problem. Not you cause the problem, but those elderly also may be wanting to do with you. And they may be wanting also to side you and therefore subtract the other elderly. So bring your heads high. God will help you. With God and prayers also.
And I also want to add that even the person saying he has experience, did he not start somewhere?
From somewhere.
Did he just jump and have experience? You started somewhere. So why would you allow the youth to start somewhere before they also gain the experience? So I don't always take that. Even if you apply for job, when youth apply job, they always, or if there's any advertisement, they will always say 3 years, 5 years experience, 6 years, 10 years experience. Why will you be also so concerned?
Rome was not built in a day. Experience has to start from 1 minute. To 2 seconds, to 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and you grow.
We employ youths and we train them because they are trainable.
And they are doing excellently.
They have education.
They do excellently.
So we employ youths, they're just living and graduate. We just employ them. Imagine. Once you have done your youth service, you are served.
Yeah.
If you are not served, we will not. But once you are served, because it's important at your age, you need to serve your nation. Once you serve, we employ.
Yes.
And we train, send them for training. So, and continue to retrain them. And they're doing excellently well.
If you check
I have retired, my husband has retired, to give chance to the younger ones to come up. But our elderly ones don't want to retire. They don't want to retire, they want to remain there, even doctoring their age, so that they will remain there and die there. And yet you are sending your children to school. Where will the children work? I mean, we have to look at this critically. Everybody will have, all of them, the older people that are even using walking stick. One day they will just slump in the office and that's the end. Because they don't want to give time for the youth to also perform.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have to look at that. That's language, you did not have experience. What kind of experience are you talking about? Did you just from here and have experience? You started from somewhere before I started.
Even some of the so-called experience they have is retarding.
Oh, yes.
They are retarding from their experience.
Yes.
You old obsolete, and the old gone things in old school experience that cannot move forward.
See, beginner to
Old schools recycling their time in the now. You can't imagine that. The last question is from Jane. You are asking, how do the youth perform or participate in a situation, in a country like ours, where they don't listen to the youths? It's quite pathetic. Very pathetic. Absolutely pathetic, because we have what it takes, but we don't need to harness it. We don't want to harness them. We have this youth that makes excellence only everywhere in the world, and they are not allowing them to showcase their strength, their talents, and all of that. But be that as it may, you will not relent. The issue is that you will not relent. Try and try. Then try and try over and over. God will surely bring you at the lamplight when the time is due. I believe everything has to come from God also. Remember, you also as a youth, there is destiny, pronunciation. And that destiny comes from heavens. And it is from God. Who knows who you are and what you will be. One day, keep trying, keep doing your best. You know, if you watch some of those people that have done it, even they talk about some of the, entrepreneurs that have made, names in the world. Most of them would have tried 3 times, 4 times, 5 times to do. So enter politics, get involved, even if they don't want to hear you. But if you are part of them, you are in their system, you follow them day in, day out, one day it should be your turn. But not it be your turn when you are old. It should actually be your turn when you are still young. That's what I'm saying. Create impacts. Create impact. When they don't want to hear you, you make them hear you. When you hit a drum that is empty, it will surely make noise. So hit drums that are, full of knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. They will surely make noise, and people will hear you. And one day you take the power. One day, the youth, you will take the power over this nation. I said it before, have this combination. Have patriotic spirit. When the youths are gathered together with patriotic spirit, you can equally form a party. Yes, you can cater a party. Look at what happened at Labour Party with obedience people. They had always, because I think almost the 3rd largest party in Nigeria, if not the first. But then you can synergize and then form this great party. When they don't want to listen to you, it will get a time when you are not listening to them equally. Then you move forward. It will get a time when you are not listening to them. Am I not correct? It is. But then show yourself approved.
I'm even saying this whole college experience they are clamoring on. Look at where it kept us now.
Oh, school
they have
experience.
Well, Nigeria is moving back forward. I don't understand. And yet those that are leading us say they have experience.
Experience that cannot produce oil.
So I bet put
in an oil country. Right. Experience that cannot produce education. Experience that cannot have good hospitals. What experience do we have?
Too sad. Please, your party words.
Actually, I think we are praying. We keep praying. For one day, God will touch Nigeria. I think that's the most important. When God is involved, a situation will be changed. So let God give us good and listening governance. People in government, that they shall also give us good governance. And I also like the tell the youths, do not relent. One day it shall be your own. And you have a good Nigeria. God have endowed this nation. Do not just do issues of Japa. Most times I believe because you are non-participation in every activities is causing our youth to be leaving the nations. When they are educated, they leave. When they're educated, they leave. Brain drains and all of that. But then I trust that one day God will give you the strength to take over the nation that belongs to you.
God will give you the strength to take over the nation that belongs to you. I just amplified what he said. For me, youths, you have had a lot. We have encouraged you all we can. Encourage yourself too, and do not be discouraged. In fact, discouragement is your problem now because of what happened before. But don't stop there. Still believe in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Nigeria still belongs to you. And the moment you have that in your mind, Nigeria still belongs, whether or not, we can make it. We can make it. One day it will be history.
Yeah.
What we are saying now will be history. So with that time we can see it. So just still believe, be focused, and God will take you to where He desire you to be. Having said this, thank you so much, Dr. Adinwa, for your contributions, and of course the production crew.
Thank you, Ehimis.
Our audience seated here and viewers at home, and of course as our sponsors and executive producer. I want to thank you for making this program to still be what it is today. And finally, I want to invite artist Cool Ball to sign out this program. Till I come your way again next week, please continue to watch Vivid View. I am Ehilis. Goodbye. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Dada, ìyá mi jèrè ọmọ, èmi náà délé kan. Say, don't blame me. You say you know they see me, even me know they see me. I want to let me or see me.
Purchase your tracks today.
I live by me, go on me. Baba, fire Babyloni. Dada, tata mi mole, lisa si mi ya fori ara e.
Purchase your tracks today.
The mosquito, chaque film c'est un monkey. Ọ̀rọ̀ Olúwa ni, ẹlẹ́dàá fi ṣẹ́ mi ìmí o. Kí n má múre lámúbọ́, kí n sapá má bá mi tán. Kí àwẹ̀rọ má rí tèmi ròyìn, yàyàrí yàrá. Kí n má múre lámúbọ́, kí n sapá má bá mi tán. Kí àwẹ̀rọ má rí tèmi ròyìn, yàyàrí yàrá. Àlè bá mi gbọ́wọ́ mi. Bàbá, fèrè bá mi lónìí. Tata mi mọ́lẹ̀, lisa sí mi àforí ara ẹ̀.
Purchase your tracks today.
Sa